Hello, this is Edward with nonaccountant.com. And in this video, I want to share my story and also the reason behind the site, the purpose, why I wanted to create something to help startups and early stage entrepreneurs become, super comfortable with the numbers. And we all know, we've heard this a million times about how accounting is very important and you have to have good bookkeeping and good financial practices. You have to have this good financial structure when you're going through this stage of building a company and going through this validation process. You have to understand key numbers, but it always occurred to me that for startups and for early stage entrepreneurs, it was very difficult for them to learn this subject. And we all know how critical it is to understand your numbers. So I was compelled to, hey, let me break this stuff down on a very simple level, especially for startups, uh, helping them understand the key things they need to look at when it comes to validating their idea, when it comes to iterating, when it comes to finding a model that can be scaled, something that can be sustained, and something that could, become repeatable, and also helping out early stage entrepreneurs. So when you've gone through that validation process, when you've gone through the beta stage, and now that you've done your customer discovery or your empathy interviews, you know that you have a model, and you're working on strengthening that model and building a stronger business foundation. So I teach accounting in a way that startups and early stage entrepreneurs can understand it in order to make a repeatable, scalable, and sustainable uh, operations or ideas. So helping them with their MVPs, helping them understand what are the key numbers you need to look at when it comes to burn rates or customer acquisition cost or gross profit, churn rate. So understanding these key metrics in a very simple fashion. So what I want to do now is quickly go into my story and my motivations. How did I get into um, helping out in this capacity as an accountant? And it's very it's very different because a lot of accountants are not your quote unquote people person or people and they are more so tactical than strategic, and they are more so, just kind of into the details a lot. So what I like to do is teach on a very strategic level that individuals can understand it, apply it to their startup, apply it to their early stage venture, and they can build something that will be sustainable, something that will last. So I teach accounting in a very unique way, a way that helps startups and entrepreneurs, especially early stage, understand how to actually, use your numbers to run or to create a more scalable entity. So how do you take your balance sheet? How do you understand how to your revenues, your income statement, or your P&L or your profit and loss? How to easily and quickly understand these things and how they impact your growth, and how you can use the accounts to actually grow, how to scale better, faster, and leaner. So that's my whole approach to teaching accounting. And to most people, numbers is like this. It's a terrifying thing. It will, and I'm saying that with quotations marks. And if you don't know, this is a clown called It, and It was very terrifying. And I know a lot of people that still are afraid of it. And it can be your numbers. It can be your just the whole system of accounting that actually can just terrify you. Can make your life just live in Hades. So it can be very scary, and I understand how you can be frustrated, especially in the beginning stages, because when you're just starting off, you have so many hats to wear. You have so many different key activities that you have to manage and be aware of. You're working on validating customer segments. You're working on finding that unique value proposition, and that stuff is work. It's not easy. So when your focus is not on your numbers and not understanding what the numbers are telling you, don't feel bad, because when you're just starting off, when you're in those early stages, it's a lot going on, and your mind a lot of the times will be far from the bookkeeping, the tedious manual, routine stuff, and understanding what your numbers should be. So I feel your pain, and I went through a situation, a couple of years ago, actually, where I had sold my first book and I did not remit the taxes, so I did not pay the taxes in. And I want to highlight the importance of bookkeeping, having a strong system, but also how just little things can lead to a big mess. So all I had to do, and this is a short version of the story, so all I had to do was just send in $2.76 for sales tax. I was like most entrepreneurs, that's not important. It's a minimal amount. I will get to it later. It's not important. And I ended up paying $560 in fines and penalties. And those things cannot be written off. And all I had to do was just pay $2, about $3. Ended up paying $560 just because I wasn't aware of my numbers. And I basically, it's my fault. I should have make sure that these, especially when it comes to taxes, make sure you take care of those things. So this was very painful and terrifying for me. So this was my it moment, because as an accountant, I was like, wow, I don't even have my own books like in order like I should, and I'm trying to help other individuals. So from that point forward, that's where I really got serious about automation, really got serious about having clean, good accounting systems, and systems so good that they can be understandable for non-accountants. So that was my motivation. I like to say that on this journey as an entrepreneur, you won't be able to see everything, but driving this vehicle, you basically your company, your idea, when you're validating it, or when you're in that early venture stage, it's a lot like driving. So you never want to drive anywhere without taking account of the dashboard, or your instruments. So would you guys ever go on a cross country trip and not even look at your gas tank or look at how fast you're going? Because if you go too fast and you're not paying attention, you may get caught, pulled over because you're going way faster than the speed limit. And that will be a fine you'll have to pay, or a penalty, and those things cannot be written off. So it's kind of like that when it comes to business. So you occasionally keep an eye on your financial statements or your gauges. So just like how your income statement is like how fast you're going, your cash flow is like how much gas you have in the tank, and then your balance sheet is like how much pressure you have on the engine. So just being aware of your financial statements and your key numbers is going to open up your eyes to how your operations are going. And when you're even in like those very beginning stages, you even look at different types of metrics, like understanding acquisition costs, gross profit, break even. And these are things that you will continue to look at, but you want to really understand these things or these metrics when you first start going through that idea, that validation stage. So that's very key. I teach, again, a very innovative and a different way of accounting. It's a very non-traditional, and because I talk to entrepreneurs, so entrepreneurs, most of them are taught accounting like an accountant. So they are taught in a way that it's like a lot of jargon. It's a lot of technical talk. And if you're not an accountant or trying to be an accountant, it's going to be very hard for you to understand it. So I shy away from that. I just move away from teaching in that sense, because it actually doesn't really teach you how to create strong operations, or how to scale, how to even see that you have a great idea that is validated, backed by, research, backed by customer discovery, that's going to lead to a strong revenue stream. So that's just how I like to teach it. And I did something very different. I walked away from a full-time CFO career with a home care company because I had this passion for teaching. And it's very unique and very different how this journey started for me. And it basically started from a volunteer experience I had working with organization called YEA, Young Entrepreneurs Academy, and it really changed my life. And I always wanted to teach, but this was very different. I was able to help middle schoolers and also high schoolers understand business models, understand, how to actually pitch. And I was honored to help a few of the students. Most of them receive funding and receive money from investors, and also go on to compete. And being able to go to New York and help support a few of my students was, it was amazing experience. So I didn't stop there. I had this drive and passion, and I'm all for startups, all for entrepreneurship, creating ventures. So I decided to take this further, and again, I wanted to just show some more of the students I work with, and just seeing them, I continue to support them to this day, to encourage them to keep going forward, because I had a lot of encouragement. I had an unfair advantage. I had a lot of support. So to go and help other individuals, even compete, work together, collaborate, it's been a very rewarding process. So just wanted to show a few of the students that I have helped take their ideas, and basically create these ventures that will allow them to, go to school, go to college, pay for their books, and invest back into their companies to make bigger and better ventures. So just wanted to show a couple of these students. And again, I took this further. So working with another program through Georgia Tech, the Enterprise Innovation, through the Enterprise Innovation Institute, being able to help students, continue to pitch, continue to understand something called design thinking and business model canvases. So, and also deeper helping them understand the lean canvas. So I know if you're in that startup community, you should be familiar with these things, but they're very powerful tools. So helping these students go out and actually pitch as well, and also pitch for companies like Delta. They're in their innovation lab. Delta, Google, Panasonic, AT&T. Being a part of this and helping these, these students jump into the startup world. So it's I probably said it 1,000 times by now, but it's been a very rewarding experience. And it's I took a very different path than the typical accountant. I did not see myself going down this road. And the typical path is to go work at the CPA firms, study for your CPA. So I pretty much walked away from this, even though I love accounting. It's my passion. I had a greater passion for, helping early stage entrepreneurs, and also, startups get this stuff, understand it, use it, and build stronger businesses and create better ideas. And then most recently, I was given the opportunity to speak at the 3-day Startup Global Roundup for 2017, and I was able to meet startups and entrepreneurs from across the world and share my method of teaching accounting. So meeting individuals from Poland, Australia, Austria, different from students from within the United States. So that was, a cool experience because I got to share my knowledge, my unique teaching methods to, different startups from everywhere. So um, this was not an easy journey. I had to walk away from, the stability of my accounting career, CFO career, to go out and help startups. And it's been my passion. It's been a joy to help, individuals just understand what we call the language of business. So it's like a click over so they can quickly and easily understand this stuff, and while learning it, being able to laugh, being in a position where they're like, wow, it was actually fun learning accounting. And now I can take this information, implement it, and make my startup or my business stronger. So wow, it's been quite a journey. It won't stop here, and I just want to let you guys know, if you're early stage, just starting, have an idea, you're frustrated. I understand. Being in your shoes, it's not fun, but I want to say just hang in there. Hang in there. Trust the business model. Trust in yourself. It's a lot of hard work, But if you're doing something that is valuable, you understand who your customer segment is. You're doing a something, again, valuable service. You understand your customer. You've done your validation. You're not afraid to fail forward. You're not afraid to pivot. Stay at it. I mean, you'll be able to get it. So if you would like to learn more about key numbers, key things that you need to be aware of when it comes from, to a financial standpoint, let me know. Reach out to me. I'll be glad to, continue teaching and helping you and other entrepreneurs and startups understand their numbers, not to be afraid of it, and to, not have any moments like this, because I don't want you to be terrified about this, about it, and it is numbers. So I want you guys to have a good grasp on it. So just let me know, and it can be a fun and enjoyable process. So all I want to say is much success to your startup or your early stage venture, or even if you have an idea. I want to say much success to it. And don't be afraid to pivot, fail, change, because that's all a part of the process. So good luck, and thank you for watching.